attempt at the Douyin makeup trend. Hey guys, so I'm going to be attempting the Douyin makeup trend today, which is this very specific style of makeup where you're basically like making your eyes contoured a little to look younger, I guess? I don't know. Let's see how this goes. While we're doing this, I'm going to tell y'all about my recent PR stunt and the history of my PR stunts. Okay, so I guess I should start with a little bit of history, but I've been in this space for a hot minute, and before I was doing social media from the business side, I was a viewer. So I have the viewer angle of it, and then eventually I started making content with my brother, his YouTube stuff, and then we moved it to Musical.ly. My brother's stuff was more like Let's Play algorithm, which like, it's still a fun game. I love patterns, numbers, and the game of it. It's a lot of fun. But I do really love to watch a stunt play out where you're doing something crazy with your brand and people are like, oh, they did this, they're known for this. As long as none of it goes against your morals, I love a good publicity stunt. Where should I start? I almost did management in like 2019. I was kind of trialing like what it would be like to manage up and coming influencers, tweens that are getting ready to blow up. I have an eye for it when it comes to star power. Like, I can call. We met up with Addison Rae at like 300,000, and I was like, you got a brand. I wasn't sure how big it would. No one had an expectation that any brand would get that big that quick, but that was a very rare, interesting situation. Just remember telling some friends, yeah, we have this local, she's at like 300, 500,000 right now. This was like August, and by December I'm projecting like 6 million. She's at least gonna hit 1 million. I'm thinking 6 million. And then by December she was like at Kourtney Kardashian's house. So yeah, no, that one was a lot of fun to watch go down. So I was looking into child management. I was kind of working with Emery and Sarah, and I actually wasn't gonna do child management, but their moms were like, you have like a thing for this, like, you know what's trending, you can definitely like advise on like how to go about social media to like blow up and stuff, like do it. So I looked into it, but contracts and stuff are just a lot. But also there was Haley, but she was like more with the music stuff because she was like looking into signing with A&Rs in LA. And long story short, Haley and Emery kind of were associated with each other on social media, but they knew each other off camera. And one night they joined this group call of a bunch of people in this space, and they start arguing with each other. And I was like, this isn't real, this is crazy, which it wasn't, it was fake. And like lightheartedly was like, okay, but if y'all kind of pulled that on Instagram, low-key it could do well. Then the fake fight happened. And that's the thing, no PR stunt is ever like guaranteed. So when you do one and it works, it's kind of iconic because the people basically have to vote on whether or not they're interested in your work with it. Anyway, so they took it to IG and it ended up on YouTube and got a few million views. And then Emery did it a week later with Sarah, and then it blew up and got a few million views. Am I doing this right? Hold on, let me look. I have to pop some of this on and then go in with like a pink. Billie Eilish in the comment sections of that, which was just crazy. A lot of YouTubers were referencing quotes from this. I know their socials did pretty well during it. And then I was doing work on a Netflix set for Tall Girl. You just sit around and talk to people for hours. So people were like, what do you do? I'm like, well, I'm looking into potential management, but I'm in the social media entertainment space. And by the end of it, they realized like who I was working with, and they were all quoting lines from the fake fight, which is just wild. Y'all should take this to Instagram Live. Literally made a Netflix set, which is just so crazy. That one was kind of an accident, but I do think it added to the credibility of just the idea of saying like, take that to Insta, it could be something. And then it turning into what it did. I feel like that added credibility. But then I did crawfish, right? I don't know, do I suck at this? I'm better at publicity stunts than I am at makeup, I will say that. The crawfish were a complete accident. I was buying them anyways, I was buying them to eat, and I accidentally went live. And then from there, I was like, what publicity stunts can I do? This is fun. So I started eating crawfish heads. But I wasn't actually eating crawfish heads. I would just put them in my mouth, pause the camera, take them out, go back on. It was crazy. People went crazy. It was a lot of fun. I still plan to do that. So if you see this video and I'm live, play along with it. Be like, if I'm doing it on live right now, which right there, be like, did she just do that? Did she really just do that? That always helps the PR stunt play out. Let me know if I'm doing this correctly. From there, I was like, I could make this a cheaper experience. This is like a month in to doing that. I was like, let me just make them on my own. It'll be cheaper. And I didn't realize that that in itself was going to end up playing out to where people were like, OMG, what is going on? The crawfish, they're chilling. They jump out the bowl while I'm getting ready to make them. People go crazy. So much fun. Basically a big PR stunt, but I eat them anyways. I love crawfish. And, you know, I don't really sacrifice any of my morals to pull off that PR stunt because I eat crawfish all the time in Louisiana. It's part of who we are, which it's super cool that it ended up playing out to where it's something that I do it anyways, because it comes so naturally and I personally have a connection to all of it. So I love that. I usually do reds, but I think pink actually goes really well with this look. Recently did a stunt with my friend Nisha and her daughter Britton. All of Nisha's kids have star power. They're all so naturally, like, they all have personalities, but her daughter's actually, Boston, the youngest one, is starting to get into it, but they love the entertainment space and like just entertaining and making videos and stuff. So they have a really good family dynamic vlogging situation because they're in the right headspace for it, which a lot of families, I don't know how many of them have the right headspace for it, where it's not like an exploitation situation, it's like an extracurricular, like dance or something. But instead of you paying money for it to happen, your kids are making money, and then if you're a good parent and a smart parent, you're saving some of that money, you're either reinvesting it into those kids and their careers, or you're taking that money and putting some of that money over into your like long-term funds for your kids, which I know they're looking at all that and playing all those games. They just started, but they're blowing up. You should check their family out. Anyways, the publicity stunt with them, Sephora kids have been, you know, called out recently, so we made a script for Britton to pretend like she was one of the kids from one of the viral story times, and it did well. It blew up, and their page is popping. They've done a few since where she'll imitate the story that the 20-year-old is saying, oh, this kid, I had a run-in with this kid, and she'll play the kid, and it's such a fun series to watch, and I know they have so much fun filming it. They're also with an acting agency, so it's a pretty fun little series they're doing because she gets to act, and talent managements and stuff pay attention to social media nowadays when it comes to who they're hiring, so I think that's fun. Then, of course, my recent PR stunt, which was my sign at an NBA game. That was so much fun. That was kind of crazy because I thought it up, like, we were already going to the game because my dad's friend had tickets, and I thought up the concept like that morning, and I was like, I need to make a sign. I'm gonna make a Make Crawfish Affordable Again sign, and we're gonna go to the game and see what happens. Like, we'll make the Jumbotron. I was saying that, like, optimistically. I can never guarantee it. That's exactly it. You can never guarantee a publicity stunt to play out in your favor, but you can, like, do your best to give yourself the best chance of that outcome playing out, and then once it does, you're like, great, it worked, perfect. So that is exactly what happened. And then, of course, there have been a bunch of videos we've done where it's like scripted, stunted stuff, but my rule of thumb is, you know, the internet is the modern day entertainment space, so as long as your stunts and your concepts don't necessarily go against your morals or don't harm anyone, then go for it. Like, entertain, do what you do. Of course, I definitely think it's hard because for most people, they have a personal account where it's like a showcase of their lives to their friends, so it's hard to break out of that. But honestly, if you want to do it and that's a problem, start a new page. That's what we did. That's the model my family's had for years. We've kept our personal lives aside from everything we do on here, and we see it as an entertainment space, and we have no regrets on it. So, but thanks for watching my attempt at Douyin makeup. If you think of any more of the stunts I've done in the past, I'll make a story time about it. Okay, well, I think this method was kind of a fail, but I don't know, you tell me. I think I'm a lot better at my PR artistry than I am at makeup. But thanks for watching. This was